Friedrich Hegel's dialectical method is played out in his 1807 work Phenomenology of Spirit, wherein a thesis and antithesis contradict one another in part or by whole, and a synthesis is produced for either or from either as a result, demonstrated in his book by a narrative sometimes known as the master-slave dialectic that describes the development of self-consciousnesses in an encounter between two distinct, self-conscious beings, the dialectical process itself being the thing that produces such a recognition, in which the two self-consciousnesses are constituted as such by the other. The process, taken to its extreme, falls a struggle to the death, in which one masters the other, only to find that such absolute mastery makes the very recognition he had sought impossible, since the slave, in this state, is not free to offer any rebuttal. This application of Hegel's dialectical process to the master and slave as a parable for the constitution of the self and of reality fits with Lamb's argument against Ryan's in the debate we heard earlier, where she says, alone each man is a prisoner to bias, dream and delusion. Also in an excerpt from her book,
what is the soul? An ineffable spark of continuity, living within us, yet beyond us. Mortality, our eldest truth, and the soul, our eldest contradiction. I submit the following conclusion. The soul is not in us, but between us.
So, Hegel saw reality as a process of resolving contradictions into a higher unity, a dynamic Lamb implicitly adopts to counter Ryan, whose objectivism, a rigid individualism, where self-interest drives progress, meets her collectivism, shaped by utilitarian, collectivist and altruistic thinkers. She rejects Ryan's egoism for the unified Rapture family, though only after Ryan's death. Their opposition having played out during Rapture's decline produces a negative synthesis, where both stray from their original theses in inharmonious ways, further distorted by extenuating circumstances. Lamb had attempted to lock in her synthesis with increasing fervour, starting with one-on-one sessions with patients or debates with Ryan, then disseminating her book Unity and Metamorphosis among her following, but came to use propaganda and perhaps even brainwashing to control the splices under her charge. Instead of Hegel's unity of geists, of consciousnesses, Lamb bypassed the organic dialectic by way of inorganic coercion.